we're going to see a command center before he adds the 4th and 5th racks.
Yeah, I mean, looking at Zest's setup and what he's going for, I'm kind of glad we're not just seeing a push across the map here from Bbyo. I'm glad he is waiting for medevacs and is going to start to work on harass, especially if Zest does intend to take that 3rd base. It's going to give him the flexibility to strike at his opponent, to harass. Just don't overcommit to it this time. You know, we need to see some damage done and then out. Conserve those units.
Well, hopefully that is the case. I hate it when we see, you know, a misstep on one side or the other, really, in this matchup where you just lose a bunch of units early because it's so hard to come back from. Later game, sometimes it's not so bad because, you know, you have, like, so many medevacs around the map. Maybe you can do some extra damage or some psi storms here and there. But hopefully this will just do what Byung is looking to do with it, which is a bit of harassment damage, not necessarily a kill move.
Yeah, it's going to do something. It's a very powerful attack with +1/+1 against 0/0, and it's also against no extended thermal lance either. If this doesn't do something, then I think Byung just has to give up right now because Zest is clearly on another level. This is so many guns. Something has to happen, surely.
You would think so, right? Well, he does force the Nexus Cannon, and now it looks like he's trying to get this pylon, just kind of poking it a little bit. He's playing very safely this game. Byung does not want to make a misstep.
Well, he's put a soft contain in place and has started his 3rd base here as well behind this. So it has done something, even if indirectly. And there's no 3rd base for Zest right now because Zest could not expand in this circumstance. Not with these many units out on the map.
No, certainly he cannot. He's going to have to pretty soon, though. You know, when you've gone for double forge and all this tech, you need a big economy to follow that up. The best upgrades in the world aren't going to help you if Terran's on 4 bases and you're on 2. So he's pushing out, seeing what he can get done. Byung, though, with 4 medevacs here, he could really punish him.
This is interesting.
Oh my god!
He's going to go right into the base here, and Zest is across the map. I mean, this could end up being the weirdest base trade so early on as well. He's pulling probes, and Zest actually had vision of all of this. Like his observer coverage, he had 4 observers. He knew everything that was going on, and now we're getting a base trade scenario 12 minutes into the game as the army of Byung drops in, and the army of Zest goes up the main ramp, and here we go.
Why are we having a base trade scenario?
Why is this happening?
This doesn't even make sense, but whatever. Zest throwing up some great force fields. In the meantime, Byung absolutely destroying Zest's main and natural.
Of course,
I guess it just comes down to whose army is going to be better, and I think... I don't even actually know. It looks like Zest's army is going to kill everything, maybe.
It might, but I think with like there's a lot of Marauders being produced right now. One of the Colossus went down. If Byung is able to focus down the other Colossus, there's no way in hell Zest's army actually kills what Byung has, unless he gets caught out with horrendous force fields.
Yeah, the thing is, there are islands on this map, so in a base trade scenario, you got to count on Byung being able to win.
Yeah.
He can easily lift off that command center, even put SCVs
in it. He should do that right now, actually, before he loses all those SCVs. He didn't load the SCVs in! Byung! Byung! You Terran!
I think he's, like, forgetting that you can even do that, because no one ever does
rare.
it. But he is going to fly over to that island, and... let's take a look at the actual armies, right? It's 4 medevacs, 5 marauders, and 20 marines, and that's up against a zealot, 2 colossus, 5 stalker, 2 sentry, and a mothership core. But we have a lot of probes for Zest.
Yeah.
Could this turn into one of those games, Totalbiscuit?
What is it with Waystation and Byung?
Yeah.
I do not know. Either he really hates this map or he really loves it. The probes are working on the eBay right here. This is revenge for so many eBay blocks over the course of a number of years. The probes are having a feel like this one right here is having a joyous dance down at the bottom there in the southeast. This is weird. And there's no SCVs, and actually that was dumb from Byung. That was really silly, because he could have easily saved 5 in that CC. This CC will probably... this CC is going to burn down unless he mule drops to save it, which he should, and he is. And, oh god, please click on it. There we go. So he has managed to save that one. He's moved to the island, and Zest has no units that can fly and also have guns.
Yes, that is completely true. I guess he has the mothership core, but he's got to keep that here for defense. This is a huge army from Byung moving in. Does set off that Nexus cannon in Byung's old natural. But Byung is continuing to produce units as much as he can, and his economy is actually okay with 3 mules at a time.
Yeah, and Zest can't build anything. He's heavily supply blocked, and he's building a forge at the moment. Oh, Observer picked off. You're not going to be replacing that anytime soon, because there is no Robo on the map. In fact, there's no Cybercore on the map. In fact, there's actually no Gateway on the map. Not yet, anyway.
Wow. I gotta say, if Byung would send, like... If he had killed, or rather, I'm sorry, if Zest had killed those depots, this game would definitely look a bit different, because Byung is able to add a few units in here and there and continue to make SCVs, so his economy is actually coming back very quickly.
Yeah.
Totalbiscuit, like, are we actually, I was, like, kind of joking before, but are we actually going to see this game completely normalize and, like, turn into a normal game from here?
After yesterday on Waystation, I'm going to go with yes. That's entirely feasible. Oh, Byung's gonna find the probes! The Flying V is trying to get out of there, and a few probes picked off, which is always good. I mean, there's still 27 probes, though. Zest has oversaturated this one base. The thing is, Byung is sharking around and saying, alright, you want my natural? That's the only base you're gonna take. I'm on the island. I know you can't touch me for a while, so I can do kind of whatever I want. He still has this production over here as well, which is supplementing Byung's army. He has a huge amount of mobility. He kept his starport alive, and he kept his factory alive, too.
You know, Zest kind of foresaw this, and it was really weird, because as you said, he had observers everywhere. Like, he knew this was coming, and he decided to do this after a macro opening, which is just crazy, but he brought all these probes with him, and look how quickly he's recovering. Like, his economy actually getting totally normal so quickly. 27 probes of 21 SCVs. This is wild, man.
Yeah, and I'm still annoyed. It's totally understandable, because when is the time you've ever lifted up 5 SCVs in a pro game? Generally, you don't, because usually you've got an orbital command so quickly that that capability is lost. Oh, Byung's electing to fight? I don't. What is... No, surely not. But maybe he has enough? He's coming in from the side. He's able to kill most of the stalkers here. This is a huge risk by Byung, but he's gonna... I think he's gonna break it. He's gonna break it. 1 Colossus down. 2nd Colossus down. Jeez, I would not want to play poker against this guy.
Seriously, I did not think he was actually going to stem forward through that time warp and force fields and then kill off that army, but he certainly did, and here he is now in Zest's last base. Zest trying to warp in some units here to stay alive, but it's going to be hard against these 2-1 stim Marines and Marauders.
Jeez, the balls on this guy. He could have sat there and macroed, but he said, you know what, I'm going to fight Colossus with no Vikings, and I'm going to beat you! GG! Byung, you wild, crazy man. Do you love or hate Waystation? I don't know, but I love Waystation right now.
I am loving it, especially when Byung is playing. I guess he knows how to play games like that, man. He wins once again in the weird base trade into take an island while you have no SCVs strategy.
That was
He had no
awesome.
SCVs that time, Totalbiscuit.
No,
he had 5
0
against Flash.
0.
None this time.
Yep. 0. He should have had 5.
Yeah, should have, absolutely.
His coach is scoped to him right now. It's like, you remember, you can load SCVs into regular command centers, right? You could have done that. Oh my, but I guess it didn't matter. That was a very brave or stupid move. I'm not sure which, but maybe it was a bit both. It did the job, though. He managed to break that army.
Yeah, it's an impressive game there from Byung, and he does get himself on that scoreboard. So, you know what? Even though right now Zest is winning 2-1,
yep,
Byung could have had game number 2. He was in a very good spot, and then he won game number 3. He's looking very good.
Yes,
this still could be his series. Even if Zest wins this next game, don't count Byung out.
I like Byung's flair. It's a little rough. It's a little unpolished to some degree, but flair can get you very far, especially against a player who maybe has become so successful by playing super solid and just being, like, perfect. That's the kind of thing that can just throw you for a loop a little bit. And it seems like maybe, just maybe, Byung shines in these weird situations. And Byung... I don't know if he forced that. Like, that was a mutual decision. That was mutually assured destruction for both sides. They both said, we're going to attack now. Are we going to attack each other? Well, we're not going to attack each other's armies. We're going after each other's buildings. That was just insane. It was wild.
Well, you know, with Zest there, like, I guess Byung looked at it and he was like, wait, if you're going to be way over there, I'm just going to kill you, right? With 4 medevacs full of units, aren't I? And Zest thought otherwise, but don't mess with Byung, man. When you're a strategic player like him, who relies on his brain and intelligence for his victories rather than necessarily super micro or macro skills, you're going to be really good in situations like that where you have to think on your feet, and Byung is showing that to us time and time again.
Wild, absolutely wild, and from the way station we then move on to Frost, which could very well be a large macro game indeed, and we haven't really seen one of those yet. I don't think that one counts, so we'll see what happens here. Alright, folks, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Frost. It's my pleasure to introduce to you. If you don't know him now, you certainly do. What a crazy player this man is. To the northeast position in the orange trunks playing Terran, it is CJ Entus Byung.
And his opponent in the northwest, our Teal Protoss still up 2-1 after that wild game. He's KT Rolster Zest.
Oh yeah. Alright, okay. So, Way Station is done. Bit of a weird map to say the least. I'm glad it's in the map pool. Like, we see so many great games on Way Station. I just hope that that's kind of a little message to Blizzard that says, you know what, islands are actually okay. You can still use them. Don't worry. Please do. Please keep putting them in the map pool in some respect.
Absolutely. I think they're great. Some of the most interesting games we've had have had islands involved. And even in, I guess not so much in Code S right now, but during the Code 8 qualifiers, I gotta say, there were a lot of interesting strategies utilizing the islands on Way Station. So definitely something I want to see more of in the future, and I'm sure Byung does too.
Yeah, Byung seems to really like that. I think most Terran players like the fact that there's an island just available because they love the idea of having the option to just take off and get the hell out.
It's a cool option to have. It really helps Terrans out in those base trade scenarios where they likely have like a slightly weaker army, but a very mobile army. It makes such interesting and cool situations. Unfortunately here, not going to happen because there's no islands, but who knows? It definitely still could be a base trade if that's the way that Zest wants to play against Byung. You can sometimes force a Terran into a situation like that.
I wonder if Zest is going to do another Stargate play if he scouts and finds out that his opponent is close by air. Not the most amazing map for Oracle, because as you can see around the side here, it's quite easy to get caught out. There's not that many escape paths, but close by air is always an opportunity for a Stargate play if you elect to do it, and we've seen Zest pull it off before. That said, he hasn't scouted yet, so who knows? That pylon might just be there for the sake of it.
Yeah, you know, it might be for later on to scout a drop, or maybe he will just throw up a Stargate blind even. You know, it's Oracles, if they get a few kills, they're always going to be very useful. And Frost, I've seen him use Oracles here before. It could be.
Yeah. Alright, well, Byung is going to use the same opening build here, which I do like very much, especially on a map like this. Not going Reaper seems kind of silly against Protoss on this map. Just, you want the ability to scout, maybe catch a probe, deny your opponent's scout, which is exactly what's going to happen here, so that's brilliant.
And he will go forward, see what he can get done. Not going to be a whole lot with the Mothership Core out. These Protoss is so good at controlling that nowadays, the Reaper really can't do much against it. But Zest is grabbing that second gas, and we'll see if Byung can figure out what tech Zest is going for here, because that's what's really important. And Zest probably going to try to hide it, as we see with this SimCity.
Alright, interesting. So he's just being warded away from that. That pylon is still very much there. We're seeing the double barracks after this first one here for Byung, which again is a build that's gained some popularity, mostly due to Oracles, I tend to find. It's just nice to have that extra barracks production.
It certainly is, and it's a good thing he's chosen that, because we do have the Stargate starting up, but Byung not able to scout it quite yet. You know, it's really hard. When there's a Stalker and a Mothership Core in there from someone like Zest, scouting what they're doing is ridiculously hard with that Reaper.
Yeah, it really is. Zest with the absolutely fantastic denial of the scouting there. But as it turns out, Byung had kind of gone for a build which works pretty well against this anyway. So he should be alright. Interestingly enough, going Concussive Shell first. I mean, that's old school right there from Byung.
That's actually, it's so old school that it's kind of rotated back in. What we normally see with this is a bunch of Marines and a single Marauder that are going to push out across the map. And if he just happens to see a stalker or something and gets one shot off, it's dead.
Yeah.
So I've seen this specific build sometimes kill up to 2 stalkers, which is obviously gigantic for the low cost of concussive shells first.
Yeah, that's the big deal, isn't it? Concussive shell doesn't, not only that, it doesn't take a lot of time to research either. So it's not a big investment. You only need 1 marauder to make that work. Actually, I'm not even concerned about that, because the 3 barracks opening, even with that force across the map, still allows enough Marines to be there to deflect an Oracle.
Well, he should have enough Marines there. Yeah, he has plenty. 6 of them standing duty there, but none at the natural. So, the Oracle going to the natural now.
Hello.
And, kind of some miss micro there. Could have killed one more.
Yeah, I think so. In the meantime, Mothership Core so close to dying. Byung managing to take the hits there on the Marauder. In the meantime, the Oracle moves into the main mineral line, and it's got 4 kills, 5 kills, and it is going to get out of there as well. Can never ever doubt the control of Zest. And the fact that Zest managed to save his Mothership Core and control that Oracle at the same time, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, Byung has to feel rejected right now. He opened up with his own little harass build, didn't get anything done, tried to prepare for that Oracle, had some Marines in a good position, and still lost quite a bit. So,
yeah,
kind of rough. Zest showing once again he is the king of Oracles.
Yeah, and those are a lot of bruised Marines as well, and the medevac tech is far, far away, and I think Zest probably realizes that, seeing that many units, and of course he got a good scout with the Oracle too, so he's thinking about 2-base play again. I don't blame the guy.
Oh, why not? It's it's a good style for him to use if it's working out. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Something like that.
Yep.
That's probably an idiom in Korean as well.
I imagine it is. What is... Oh, well, there's a missile turret up now. I was going to say, what on earth are you doing, Byung, actually going out with so many units? It might be the way to go, but if the Mothership Core had been killed anyway, I said this would have been the way to go. The problem is it didn't die. And there's a few Marauders maybe to tank these, and there's a very small army here from Zest, but they have force fields. So how much is really going to get done here by Byung?
I think not a lot, to be honest. In fact, he's just going to lose some units, force some Mothership Core and back up. That was about as good as he could have done. Stim just finishing now, and it looks like Zest, once again, going into Double Forge, which does tell us macro, but last game he did decide randomly to just go and try to kill Byung, so I guess, you know, even if you scout Double Forge, you can't count on him taking a third.
If Byung throws too much away, Zest will just go and kill him, as we've seen previously. Now, Byung is waiting for the photon overcharge to wear off, which is good, because this Mothership Core doesn't actually have the energy for another one for quite a while. But, I don't know, maybe he's pulling back. He's thinking, no, it's a little bit too late right now. I can't actually have that happen. And that does definitely suck, because, as we said before, medevac tech very far behind here. Byung's army is still pretty scary, but it's only going to be scary until maybe 3 Colossus comes out, and then it's a little bit more fragile.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit soft by then, but hopefully he gets his macro going. You know, this Oracle continue to swoop in and sees, okay, there is a third command, and those extra racks is coming up afterwards, so Byung going for that macro game as well.
Alright. Well, I'm certainly concerned about Byung building a third command center, because that seems to be the trigger for Zest to just kill him. So hopefully that won't happen this time around. Obviously Byung has lost a lot less, but this Oracle has been incredible. He's got 9 workers out of it. Strangely enough, during that attack, the Reaper actually went into the back and got 2 probes. So a bit of harass did happen, but obviously not enough to catch up to the Oracle. Will Zest take that third base? Byung is keeping an eye out to see whether or not that's the case. This Oracle is getting a bit dizzy over here to the left.
Well, he is taking that third base, and look at that, a hallucinated Colossus in there. So he's trying to act a little bit tougher than he is right now.
Yep, puffing out his chest.
Yeah, if I send a Marine up and I see 3 Colossus there already, I'd probably think myself as Byung that I can't quite attack in there right now. Maybe still do some harassment while taking my third, but a full frontal attack shouldn't work right now.
No, unless he catches his opponent right out in the middle of the map. And Zest's sentry count is actually quite low, so there's a risk that could happen, but that would involve Zest making that mistake. Byung is stimming forward. No. That is not not a good idea. And as usual, good, very good observer coverage here by Zest, so he's keeping an eye on things here. But I like the idea of starting to do drops, because as soon as that third Nexus goes up, even on a map like this, where things are kind of close together, you can start to apply that drop pressure, and you have to stop the Protoss economy getting out of control.
Well, you know, that's why Zest has the swirling, the swirling oracle as well as a couple of observers out. He's got a really good spread. He's trying to prevent that because he realized that is the way that Byung wants to go ahead and take an advantage in this game. In the meantime, he is grabbing some more gates, getting his charge, getting his storm, even adding in some more immortals. So Byung is going to have to do something special here because Zest is in full defensive mode.
Man, that oracle, it did the job. It's right on top of that, and it even drops the Envision on it. There's a cannon there. It's like, no, you're not dropping me. No, that's not going to happen. And, of course, Zest will then position himself on the high ground here at the third because that's the natural place to go. Byung loses a medevac. Zest is already on top of that. And Byung stims forward and gets cut to pieces again, going towards the third. But he did drop in the natural, and he's dropped in the main as well. Byung getting really aggressive, picks up a couple of Templar here as well, doing some damage to the economy, committing quite a lot to it, but he did spread Zest quite thin.
Yeah, he certainly did, but did he get the damage that he actually needed out of that? I have to say no. Like,
No.
Sure, he got a little bit of kills and whatnot, but that wasn't really that good. Zest was sealed up tight, and maybe against a lesser Protoss, these, like, 3 or 4 moves that we just saw in rapid succession would have worked, or at least one of them would have done something great, but I feel like all of them were, like, slightly fail.
Yeah, they didn't do too much. Like, he didn't sacrifice as much as I thought, and Byung's economy is actually in full macro mode at the moment. He is producing so much stuff, and his third is uncontested, which is good. Doom drop into the main here, into the natural, actually. Feedback goes down, but that is a big drop here. Maybe looking for an Nexus snipe, but, I mean, the units are here. Oh, no, I think he's gonna get it. He's gonna get it, and will he get out, and with how much? A good amount at the moment, leaves a few left. He's now going into the main base. It eats another feedback, though. Yeah, he killed the Nexus, but this might be the kill switch. But no, he's hitting the third. He's trying to focus down a Colossus. He's gonna get a Colossus.
How does Byung make these things happen? And look at this, his supply is still equal with Zest, despite the fact that he just threw away like 6 medevacs worth of units. Well, I guess it wasn't throwaway, though, because he killed that naturally. He's done a lot of damage at the third. Really fantastic harassment here from Byung. This guy is going just balls to the wall aggression right now.
Kamikaze Terran is how I describe him at the moment. He is throwing units away, but he's getting stuff done, and just the sheer madness that he's currently inflicting on Zest is actually starting, and it took a long time to just show that vulnerability, but it's starting to rattle Zest up just a little bit. And the economy of Byung behind it is still pretty strong, whereas Zest's economy took significant damage from all of that.
He's lost 31 probes right now.
Yeah.
That's pretty big. He's down to just 46. Normally, you definitely want to have more than that on 3 bases right now, especially when the only thing you've done all game is defend. When Zest is putting his heart and soul into defending all game long and Byung still does this much damage after like 3 or 4 failed attacks, that's pretty impressive stuff. And he's not done yet, Totalbiscuit. He's got 4 medevacs load up at the north of the map and is moving his forces into the center.
Zest is also going for the center right here, but there are actually Widow Mines here, and they could... Is he controlling those to stop those from going off? I feel like those should be... What is happening with those Widow Mines? He must have been microing them to delay them, because they were clearly in range and they didn't fire. That's... I don't know what's going on with that.
Oh, you know what?
It's the Zelnaga Tower.
Yeah, they don't have vision beyond, so they keep losing their targets.
Third Nexus is down. Byung just Doom dropped it, but now his natural is under attack. Byung's got to come back, otherwise we're going base trade again.
Yeah, it is time for another base trade. This time he has High Templars in his army, so that's even scarier than before, but only 1 Colossus. Let's see how he does it. Byung trying to micro right here with SCVs and Marauders, trying to hold it off. But in the meantime, he is killing the natural as well as Zest.
Yep, he is. He'll take down the cannon. He does still have the high ground for the most part. These Templar are here. Let's see if Byung can effectively kill them. The third base is still mining. I'm actually very surprised that Zest didn't decide to do a run-by onto that. The main base is going down, and Byung just took out the... I mean, pretty much the only mining nexus. This one is pretty much gone here. Zest is up the top of the ramp, and Byung is just trying to gather as many forces as possible. He wants +2. He's about to have +2. In 10 seconds, he'll have +2. Don't fight before that, Byung. Don't! But he's going for it, and he eats a storm. He needs to pull back. He needs to wait for the +2, surely.
Oh god, those size storms just ripping apart his Marines and Marauders, and it looks like his main base for sure is going to have to fall. In the meantime, oh god, it looks like Zest also is going to defend his own main base. Zest may have done it, but Byung is still mining at some extra bases.
Yeah, he does have this one, which is going to be a planetary as well. He's evacuating as many things as he can. He is still mining, as you said. He's also got a big bank, if he can keep his production alive to spend that money. And he did get his 2-2 up, which does give an upgrade lead over Zest. The fact that he fought 8 seconds before that finished was just... oh, that was heart-wrenching. This third base is now going to be obliterated. Lovely blink there by Zest to avoid that. And more forces coming in here from Byung to try and fight. But this is a small army against a much larger army. And Byung will probably have to evacuate to the planetary. He's establishing a 5th base down to the bottom. He's moving a command center out here, and Byung's in full-on nomad mode here. He's traveling.
Well, what is he going to be able to get done? This army of Zest so strong, but we do have more Raxes being built down at that planetary fortress. The thing is, he's leading him down there, so Zest is going to be able to cancel all those barracks. I wish he would have hidden those some random place in the map, but Zest his main base is in trouble, but he has some High Templars in here and the Mothership Core.
Yep, we're going to see a focus on the Nexus, but we're also going to see lost units there. Double feedback goes down. There's the engagement here by Zest. The planetary is, of course, fighting, but it can't fight against a Colossus. It can fight against everything else, but not a Colossus. Let's see if that planetary can actually hold. Force fields are being deployed to prevent the repair. Beautiful move here by Zest. Down goes the planetary fortress. The army in the main base was sent packing, and... Zest is actually being revealed, but I don't know if that actually makes a huge amount of difference. There is a CC down to the bottom. Byung still has his floating orbital command. Byung is, of course, in full retreat with what's left of his economy. And this is very strange, because Zest has no Nexus. He has 17 probes that are currently doing nothing, and he can't build a Nexus. He has no money for it.
That's right, and all his buildings are in one location except for that single pylon in the main base of Byung, which, by the way, there's a lot of Widow Mines there. If he can scan and get rid of any observers, he may be able to hold on the back of this many Widow Mines.
It's possible. It's a lot of zealots in that. They could eat those pretty badly, but the observers are now coming in. That's mostly marauders. Like, he can barely kill the observers, and he is focusing fire now on the Archon, trying to minimize the amount of damage. He gets one Archon pretty much for free. Oh, there's one detonation. A second one hits it, and Byung continues to try and hold the high ground. He has the ninja base down to the south.
Yeah, he still has a single scan as well. We'll
oh my god, can Byung do this? Can he?
Oh my god.
Can he do this?
Zest is being so careful right now. He is picking off some of these Archons, and oh my god, this is so close. He's trying to produce some Marines.
The probes! Suicide probes into the Widow Mines to prevent them from going off on the main units. What a beautiful move here by Zest, knowing that he can't rebuild here. He uses most of his probes. Byung, I think, has to leave now. He's going to have to evacuate. Oh, the Blink Stalkers! And, oh, no, Byung! He's caught in the corner! I don't think he can get out!
Oh, I think that's it. He's picking off these last medevacs, all of Byung's supply.
Oh, no! Byung!
Another crazy base trade scenario here from Byung, but just barely not able to do it. Oh my god, he put in such effort there. It was so nicely done. Just
could have had
enough.
Yeah. And I was talking about airplay on this map earlier, and that sodding void space in the corner just killed Byung. It did. It killed him. He's on 6 supply. He's still mining. He still has production facilities. Zest has 6 probes, and, well, nothing else really, but he still has this army.
Oh, do you know what?
What?
This is going to be a draw. He can't hit those barracks.
Oh my god. Yeah, Byung could actually force a draw.
I don't think on the edges here. He can check with 2 stalkers, but I don't think
Zest could build a Phoenix. How much gas is a Phoenix?
Phoenix is 100 gas.
Damn, he's 30 gas short. He can't build anything that can shoot up.
Yeah, he has no Nexus. He's not mining. He can't build a Nexus. I believe that we actually have a draw here.
Yeah.
But Byung, I guess, still has a chance to win this because he is building a starport. Maybe he's going to go ahead and grab a Banshee, see what he can get done with that.
Slowly kill everything there. There's how many photon cannons? There's 1 photon cannon. That's pretty much about it. He's floating in the corner. There are CCs.
Well, Byung could build actually 3 Banshees. He has the money for it.
That's assuming he can get it done before it gets scouted out.
Yeah.
But you are right. Like this. In theory, this is a draw unless Byung GG's.
Yeah, it definitely should be. And that's kind of crazy. When is the last time we had a draw?
Very rare. So